This segment is powered by The Gun Store. Want to shoot a real machine gun? Then visit The Gun Store at 2900 East Tropicana in Las Vegas. What's up, guys? Dave Farra for MMA 30, standing next to Big Country Roy Nelson. How are you, my friend?
I'm good. How you doing?
Good. I've missed you. It feels like it's been a moment.
Not really.
You haven't missed me? Is that what you're saying?
No, you just haven't been bugging me.
Well, finally, there's some news about Big Country that we can talk about. It seems like you were supposed to have the fight on January 1st, and then that went away, and now UFC 128 on May 30th, or is it UFC 130 on May 28th?
I think there's a couple different ones. I think I've heard that I was supposed to fight Carwin back in January. Now it's Frank. So, I mean, who knows?
Well, that's done, right? You and Frank are fighting.
Me personally, I haven't, you would have to go to RoyNelson.com, I think, in a couple of days.
So go to RoyNelson.com in a couple of days and then get the official announcement. But let's just pretend, for the sake of this video, that you're fighting Frank Mir.
Okay. We could do Frank Mir or Shane Carwin, because Shane Carwin doesn't have anybody to fight.
Yeah, but Shane Carwin actually posted somewhere that he was offered a fight with you but turned it down this time. And I don't really understand that, considering that you were supposed to fight at UFC 125. Why would he turn down a fight with you?
Because I'm fighting maybe on 131.
Oh, because you're fighting Frank Mir. Maybe on Roy Nelson.
Right. Exactly.
Okay, you versus Frank Mir. Interesting matchup. We've talked about this before. You and Frank are acquaintances, but not really friends?
We're born and raised in Las Vegas. My little brother actually went to school with him, so I think the fight game, everybody's a close-knit family in some way or another.
Do you guys get along? I mean, are you cordial when you see each other?
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate anybody. I mean, if you know I hate you, I'll let you know.
You guys have grappled once before. There's a pretty popular video that's been floating around on YouTube for quite some time where you guys matched it up a few years ago, and you came out on top in that grappling fight, right?
Yep, I believe that one I came out on top. That was back when Diego was over 200 pounds. I fought Diego. That's the one I fought Brandon Vera. I mean, that was the one that I think there was coming out of Roy Nelson in grappling.
With that in mind, do you look at that video and go, you know what, today still, if this fight goes to the ground against Frank Mir, I'm going to have the advantage?
I don't know if it's just like Frank. It's just, but anybody in the UFC, I think if I take it to the ground, I think I'd have the advantage. So it really doesn't matter who.
In the striking game, you've got that big overhand right, and you've slept some people as of late with it. If you're fighting Frank Mir, do you want to stand with him? Do you think you have an advantage on the feet? I think styles make fights, and I think stylistically, there's a lot of guys I match up really well with. I think like JDS, I can't wait to, when he becomes champion, to me and him go at it for the belt. I think that's going to be one of those fights that's going to be awesome. But I think for, stylistically, there's everybody I think in the top, I match up really well with. So you're looking at Junior Dos Santos saying that you think he's going to be a future champion in the heavyweight division?
He's the only one that's beat me, and that's the only person that I can say that could beat me is a champion.
So you think you could beat Cain Velasquez?
I think I could beat Cain Velasquez.
Now, Cain Velasquez is out. He's got the torn rotator cuff. He's going to be sidelined until at least August, they're saying. Maybe later than that in December. Brock Lesnar is coming back now. He's going to be fighting Junior Dos Santos, and they're going to be coaches on The Ultimate Fighter. Did you think that Brock was possibly going to walk away from the sport like everyone else, or did you not really buy into all of that hype?
I think, okay, let's see. This is a conspiracy theory, so this is just me just talking out my butt. So we're going to go with Shane Carwin has nobody to fight, right? We got Frank Mir fighting, supposedly me. Then you got JDS fighting Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar doesn't really want to fight because I was supposed to fight him, and he wanted to fight me, and that's not going to happen, blah, blah, blah. So I see Brock walking out like Tito did in, the show. He goes to WrestleMania, then who does JDS have to fight? I think Frank will probably jump over there because he's coming off a win, and then I'll probably get Shane Carwin. And then that would be the thing.
You think all that's going to happen on this season of The Ultimate Fighter that starts filming like on Sunday this week?
Doesn't it sound fucking exciting?
That sounds really fucking exciting.
See, I'm just helping selling the tickets.
Okay, so with that conspiracy theory in mind, you would then fight Shane Carwin. That's an interesting matchup too. He's a big, powerful guy. Obviously, suffered a loss against Brock Lesnar in his last matchup. But the challenges that he would pose to you are what?
The one thing you always got to worry about Carwin is he's strong and powerful. I mean, I think any of the top heavyweights are strong and powerful, because I think I match up really well with everybody, just because I'm the slow, fat guy. So it's the underestimation of how fast, like Bruce Lee would say, be like water. I'm not muscle, so I'm more like water, I just flow. So I think I match up well with Carwin, just the fact that I can go the 3 rounds, so.
that's always a good thing.
Well, I like a matchup with you and Carwin or you and Mir, but I mean, you just kind of blew my mind with that conspiracy theory. Knowing what you know about the UFC and Dana White and everything else, you really think that there's a way that Brock Lesnar could get out of his contract and go over to the WWE?
I think it's all TV shows are all about ratings. Yeah. Isn't that great ratings?
Well, yeah, but they would lose Brock Lesnar, and he sells crazy pay-per-views.
Not necessarily, but if you got a guy that you have to introduce somebody to, like Dos Santos, to the rest of America, what's a better way to do it than have Brock Lesnar or myself? Because if I go on there and help him out, tell him how to coach or whatever, then definitely bring ratings.
I'm here at the gun store, and I'm ready to lock and load. They say what happens here stays here. So how about something you'll never forget?
This is the adult Disney World right here.
Like hitting up the shooting range just a few miles off the strip at the one and only gun store.
I've never shot a gun before, so...
This is going to be great. You're going to like learning to drive at the Indy 500.
Turns out, I'm a natural.
Oh, whoa! That is awesome!
Right.
You did point it.
Yeah.
Machine guns, rifles, Glock, no weapon off limits.
This is probably one of the very few places in the world you can shoot one of these without having someone shoot back at you.
Never shot a gun before? No problem.
There's no license required by you. You just have to be big enough.
Perfect for bachelor or bachelorette parties. Lots of packages to choose from. There's even a VIP range.
We give refreshments. It's private. It's quiet.
Purchase your own at the gun store or just stop by for a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
Come right on down here. We'll put a gun in your hand. You can be on a range in 15, 20 minutes. No problem.
I love it.